Fierce Trump critic admits he won the NATO defense argument. A stunning admission from a fierce critic of Donald Trump is making waves in international politics. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has openly stated that President Trump won the argument on NATO defense spending, crediting years of relentless U.S. pressure for a significant shift in how Canada and European allies view their security responsibilities. Speaking at a recent NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, Carney revealed he spoke with Trump before the gathering. He told the former president that NATO members are increasingly recognizing the urgent need to boost military spending, especially in light of ongoing security threats from Russia. Carney emphasized it's not just that he's winning the argument, he's won the argument. Countries realize they need to take more responsibility. They see the direct threats. This marks a truly remarkable change in tone from Carney, who has for years been one of Trump's most vocal opponents on issues like trade, tariffs, and U.S. Canada relations, even vowing during a past victory speech to maintain retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. until Americans showed respect. Despite their past differences, Carney acknowledged that Trump's consistent push for allies to spend more on defense is finally yielding results. The president is looking for a shift of the burden within NATO. That's appropriate. That is happening. It is gaining momentum. He even relayed this message directly to Trump during a call just before the summit, noting that Trump was in a good mood. This breakthrough follows years of Trump criticizing NATO members for relying too heavily on the United States, often warning they were paying their fair share and, at times, even threatening to pull the U.S. out of the alliance. At a recent NATO summit in The Hague, alliance leaders agreed to an ambitious new goal: spending 5% of their GDP on defense and security by 2035, more than doubling the alliance's long-standing 2% benchmark. While NATO lacks formal mechanisms to force compliance, Trump has increasingly used U.S. economic leverage to pressure allies falling short. He notably singled out Spain at the Ankara summit for refusing to commit to the 5% target, calling it a terrible partner and suggesting the U.S. cut off trade and tourism with the country. Even larger nations like Britain and France, while pledging to move towards the 5% target, currently spend well below that level, raising questions about future pressure from the Trump administration. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte echoed Carney's assessment, stating that Trump had finally accomplished what multiple U.S. presidents, dating back to Eisenhower, had sought for decades: equalizing defense spending between Europe and the United States. Canada itself has announced significant new defense investments, including a submarine program, satellite communication deals for the Arctic, and a $800 million contract for joint strike missiles. Carney confirmed that Canada, which was spending about 1.4% of its GDP on defense when his government took office, is now on track to reach 4% before the end of the decade. This major development underscores the profound impact of Donald Trump's long-standing argument that NATO members must shoulder a greater share of the collective security burden. The shift in attitude, even among his staunchest critics, signals a new era for the alliance and its future funding.